Hello, my name is Katie Wantoch. I'm an agriculture agent for University of Wisconsin Division of Extension in Dunn County. Today we're going to be talking about the 10 considerations for farm succession. Our sixth step for considerations in farm succession looks at developing a management transition plan. As the owner generation prepares for retirement, the successor generation is gearing up to take over the operation. There will be a transition period when both generations must work together for the good of the farm. Successors will want and need a more active role in making day-to-day decisions. The owner generation, however, has a significant investment in keeping the farm successful and may have difficulty letting go of the many management decisions. The question of who controls management can be a barrier in a farm succession plan. Transfer of management cannot occur if the owner generation retains control of most of the decision making. As we look at these different pieces, think about if you are the owner generation, when you're willing to let go of control, and as the successor generation, when you're willing to step in and take control. If you look at management decisions in the production area, planning your day-to-day work, who is making those annual animal and livestock plans? Who is deciding on timing out the operations, such as when you'll be planting crops or when you'll be cutting and making hay? Also, who will be making the decisions on when to sell crops and when to sell livestock? If you are looking at marketing any of your crops, who is pulling the trigger for when to make those marketing decisions? As we look at finance-related management decisions, who is deciding when to pay the bills and who is keeping those farm records? Also, who is negotiating the purchase of equipment? It might seem like a little thing to the owner generation, but to the successor generation, having the ability to go in and purchase that piece of equipment might be a big day for that successor as part of the farm business transition. As we look at the area of human resources, who is deciding when to hire more help? Who is recruiting and selecting employees? And who is supervising those employees? If one person is telling Joe Smith to go ahead and cut the hay, while the other person is telling Joe Smith to go and feed the cows, which one is Joe Smith supposed to do? Instead, most likely Joe Smith is probably going to quit. So having both owner and successor generation deciding which one is telling Joe Smith what to do makes it easier for your employees like Joe Smith. As we look at long-term and strategic management decisions, who is deciding and planning for capital projects? For example, during winter, if you have a roof that collapses, who is making the decision on how to repair or go forward with building improvements? Are you identifying sources and negotiating loans and financing? Are you making joint decisions and meeting with the lender together, or is that still strictly the owner generation? Who is deciding the mix and type of enterprises for the long run? Again, this looks at the future of the farm business. The owner and successor generation are on the same page with what the different enterprises that farm business will be doing for the future. Another way to consider the development of a management transition plan is to consider some of these questions. As the owner generation, when do you feel comfortable letting go of that control of farm management decisions? As the successor generation, when do you feel comfortable gaining or increasing control of farm management decisions? Developing a plan for transitioning specific management decisions to the successor generation will ensure that everyone is on the same page and has a good timeline to accomplish these goals.